Deputy sheriff charged with the murder of Sonya Massey will get another hearing on his pretrial release. An Illinois appellate court ruled prosecutors didn't prove that there were alternatives to jail time, like house arrest or GPS monitoring, that would mitigate Grayson's danger to the community. The case has drawn national attention as an example of police brutality against Black Americans. As mentioned, Grayson is charged with first-degree murder in the death of Sonya Massey. She called 911 and was shot after Grayson ordered her to put down a pot of boiling water. He is set to appear in court again on Monday.